Hey friends, thanks for joining us today. It's National Hobby Month, and I'm Tamara Schubert, your Family Consumer Sciences educator for NMSU and Chaves County Cooperative Extension. In today's environment, mental health and mental well-being have become hot topic buzzwords. And at the forefront of suggestions for maintaining positive mental health are quality diet and plenty of exercise. And don't get me wrong, they definitely contribute to our mental health. But ponder for a moment the effects that hobbies have on our mental well-being. Hobbies can be equally beneficial to mental wellness as diet and exercise. And what better way to explore hobbies than with National Hobby Month? Join us each week as we introduce a hobby that some of our employees or youth love and how to take some time to relax this month. We're going to kick off with crochet, so give me just a minute as we change our camera around and we will be right back with you. All right, so here we go. So when we first start, we need some yarn. So I've got some scrap pink yarn here with me today, and we want a hook. In this case, I have a size F, so our hooks are going to be determined on how thick our yarn is. So what we're going to do is anytime I like to start with the slip knot. So we're going to make the basic slip knot right here so it adjusts down, and we're going to slip that over our hook. So we don't want it real tight because we want it to be able to slide on and off. So there's several things that you can do with this excess yarn. So I like to put it over my finger so that this finger controls the tension between my hook. Others like to wrap several things around that finger. But I find it easier to do this way. So we're going to do a very basic chain. So we're going to hook the yarn here and pull through. Hook and pull through, hook and pull through, hook and pull through. So for most of our patterns, we're going to work off a set number. So it'll tell you chain 36, chain 24, depending on what we are making. So this is our basic chain right here. And our goal is to have all of our chains an even tension so that they're consistent all the way around. So you can see that a chain right here forms this 2-layer on the top. And when you flip it over, it's got 1. So that's what we're looking for. Now to go back, anytime that we want to turn around, so scarves, blankets, things like that, we're going to, if we're going to do a chain, we're going to skip the first one from our hook because that's going to be what is used to turn around. And then to go back, so we have a really pretty edge, we're going to go in those one-sided bumps. So we're going to take our hook, stick it right through this one right here, and then pull it up and pull through. So we're going to work that same manner going through that one, pulling our yarn through and on the hook. So I have 2 and then going through. So we're going to single crochet, again, going through the one hump or the one loop here so that we have a very pretty edge. And then if we're making a blanket, something like that, that we want to put a border on, then that is where we can go through and put that border on, and it gives us a really good attachment right there because we've got those 2 V's that were created by our chain. So you can see I'm going to go through to the very end in this crochet, and then we're going to come back. All right, so I've got my single crochet all the way to the end. I'm back to where my working yarn originally started with my tail over here. And you may be going, what do you do with that tail? Well, there's several things that we can do. So we did a single crochet just now. One of the things that I like to do is our double crochet. So double crochet makes our projects go super fast. So for a double crochet, when we turn, I want to do a couple of chains here. So we're going to do 1, 2. I'm tucking that tail in as I go so that it hides it. 3. So I'm going to do 3 single crochets going up, and that's going to count as our first one. So again, we're going to skip that very first single crochet because our 3 chains right here just counted as that. And for a double, we're going to yarn over once. So I have 2 loops right here on my hook. And we're going to go through those top 2 and pull through. So again, we have 3 now on our hook. So we're going to grab that working yarn. We're going to pull through 2 of those loops. And again, I'm going to tuck my tail in here, y'all. So I'm going to grab through and go through the remaining 2. So that gives us this double crochet right here. So again, we're going to yarn over, go through the next loop, pull up. So I have 3 on my hook, and we're going to go through 2 and go through 2. So again, this is the double crochet, and sometimes my plies get a little stuck. I've got to go fix it. My tail's in the way. All right, so we're going to yarn over, go through 2, pick up, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over. So I'm going to do this all the way to the end. Alright, so I am at the end, and I'm going to pull my hook out of the way so you guys can see. So this small section right here is my single crochet. This larger section is my double crochet. So it makes our project get along pretty quick. So one of the things is that we want to make sure that we count our stitches because it's super easy to miss these end stitches, and then all of a sudden your project is shrinking. So you want to make sure that you count stitches as you go across and make sure you have the same number that you started with. So that was the double crochet. We're going to do the triple crochet. Again, there's lots of different stitches and ways that you can put these together, but once you have the basics, it's fairly easy. So on a triple crochet, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to act as our first one. So we're going to skip this first stitch that's right here. We're going to yarn over twice because this is a triple. So I have 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go into that next V. So when you pick it up, you've got 4. Again, you're going to work in sets of 2. So you're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go through the next set, and go through 2, 2, and 2. So you can tell that this gives you an even bigger one, a longer stitch, and even more than this double and this single that's right on this very edge here. So here's our single, here's our double, and then here is our triple. So you get a little bit more space in between your triples. So depending on what your project is, keep that in mind. So these are just very basics. You can also do popcorns, you can do shells, you can do all kinds of fun combinations to make your project come out the way that you want it to come out. So I'm going to show you something that I'm currently working on. So my husband has wanted a Afghan for a little while now, and so this is something that I'm currently working on. So you can tell this is a fun stitch. I believe they call this one the Aztec Tears. So they look like elves coming in here, or drop stitches. And so these are a combination of several different stitches. It's a double stitch here, and it's a triple double here, or double triple. So these are really fun. This one goes fairly quick, so we're going to take you through what this looks like. So I've started a little bit. So to first start, I did 2 rows of double, so I have enough on the bottom for my drop stitches that I have going on here. These Aztec stitches can be worked in any combination. So I have sets of 8, but you can do sets of 6, you can do sets of 7, you can do whatever you would like. I like this stitch because it's a great way. I've done it in single stitches, and it's a great way just to use up some scrap yarn too. So we're going to remember that we chained on the ends when we were turning over on our sample. So this particular, you don't turn because I've got a new color. You're always going to work from the front of your piece. So I'm going to find that top chain, which happens to be right here. And I'm going to change my colors. I'm simply going to pull that first loop through. And again, as I chain up that side, I'm going to work my tail in so it gets stuck in there pretty good. So we're going to do a double. So I need this first one to be 3 chains. So I'm going to go 1, and then I'm going to stick my tail back in there, 2, and stick it back through again, and that's going to be 3. So on this particular pattern, we are, because we have drop stitches, typically you would work through the first, the 2 of the V, the 2 strands of the V. But this one, because we have some drop stitch, we're only going to work through the very back loop. So we're going to go 8 stitches. So we've got 1 double, and again, I'm working my tail in as I go. So I yarned over. Here's my second double. I'm going to work in that tail again. There's my third double. And I'm going to leave my tail off right there, and I'll come back and cut it off. 7, and there's my 8. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm going to do now is this drop stitch right here. So it's a double triple, so I'm going to wrap around 3 times. So I have 4 loops. And I'm going to drop down beside my black right here, and I'm going to pick up the front loop of my green that's in place, and I'm going to pull through. So again, we're going to work instead of 2, so pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That gives me my drop down right there. And then I'm back into sets of 8. So that one skipped one, so we're going to skip that next one, and then we're going to work in the back of the next 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to yarn over 3 times, go straight down, pick up that front loop of the green, and again work in 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So you continue that same process all the way across, and it creates this beautiful pattern, and it goes fairly quickly. Thanks for joining us this week as we explored crochet as a hobby. Explore some this month on your own and find out what you like and what works for you. Join us next week as we explore another hobby.